Hello, this is Lance Cleveland. I'm going to go through how to create a directory site for a conference using MyStore Locator Plus. In my example, I'm going to create the venue and nearby hotels as well as other resources for SyntaxCon, which is an event I'll be speaking at this May in Charleston, South Carolina. I'm going to use MyStore Locator Plus, the SaaS service, to do this, and I'm going to use the Power Level plan. The Power Level plan will allow me to import and export locations. This way, once I get my locations loaded up, I can export them to a CSV file and have that available if I decide to reuse this again next year. Also, by using MyStore Locator Plus, I can purchase the level I need. So in this case, I'm going to be purchasing the $12 a month Power subscription. And if I was running this on a regular basis, I could just run this for a few months in advance of the conference. And for $36, I could have the directory and then shut it down when I'm done. So it's a nice option for transient sites like conferences that don't need to be up and running with a directory full time. So I'm going to go ahead and sign up using my sample account, and then I will resume the video when we're ready to go in and start creating locations and the map. So I've just finished the payment processing with PayPal for my test account, and after I have completed that successfully, the MyStore Locator Plus sign up will bring me back to the dashboard sign in page, and I will use my test account here to log in. And I'm going to get the tour when I first sign up. I've already been through the tour, as you can imagine, more than once, so I'm just going to exit that tour, but this will walk you through the different steps of what you'll want to do in different places on the interface. So now I've got my locations tab, and I'm ready to start adding locations. Now I'm going to go back into SyntaxCon, and I'm going to start, obviously, with the venue. So I'm going to go ahead and add this address here into the system here. So I just added that first location, the main venue. You can see it's added to the location here. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go through and add these hotels to the event. So I'm going to set all these up as well. And as part of this process, I want to mark those with a different icon than the main venue or possibly restaurants and those sort of things that we'll add later. So I'm actually going to go into the advanced options, into the categories, and I'm actually going to start creating some different categories on the site. And I'm going to do, the venue is going to be one category, so it'll have a different icon. And I'm going to mark that this is the icon color, and then I can do the main event map marker, add that category. And then the other one I'm going to do is hotels. So I'm going to come up here and add hotel. I'm going to do that a different color. And let's make that a traditional icon graphic and add that category. And now this is going to allow me to go in and assign different categories to these entries that I'm going to put in here. So I'm going to go in and do this one as a hotel, as a venue rather, that's the main menu. Now I'm going to go ahead and start adding in my hotels. So slightly different access form here for advanced options, but the same data. So I'm going to go ahead and load those up so you can see what it looks like when I'm done. Okay, so I've got my locations added in here. I'm going to click a couple of things here so I can see the details a little bit better. So I'm going to actually collapse these menus so I can see more of my interface. I can drag these columns up here to hide them for the fields that I don't have any interest in keeping track of. Okay, so I can see a little bit more of what's going on here this way. All right, so I can see I've got all of these marked as hotels. This is the actual icon, not the map marker. And I can now deploy this to my live website. So I'm going to go back to the main MyStore Locator Plus interface. Let me expand the menu so you can see it, the MySLP interface here, and do the generate embed. And this will give me the code that I want to deploy on my website. And I see an example of how this is going to look. So here's the venue right here. at SyntaxCon, and here's each of the hotels that are going to appear on the map. And I want to change some of these other options like the search and the address bar and all that sort of stuff. So I'll show you that in a future video on how to refine the conference website. For now, I'll just show you the deployment. So I'm going to grab this code here, copy this code to the clipboard, and now I'm going to go and paste it in to a website. I will be coordinating with Carl later once I've got this refined, and give him the code to put on his live site. For now, I'm just going to put it on a test site. So bear with me, and I'm going to go set up the test site and show you how to do that just by pasting this code. So I've taken that generate embed script, and by viewing the sites here for SyntaxCon and editing the HTML directly in my browser, I'm able to hack in the JavaScript that's required to run this map. So normally you just edit the page and you drop in this embed code here into the page where you want the map to appear, or you can actually define a div that matches this container ID on your page. It will find that and put the map in that location. So that's what I did here on this page. Is I used a browser developer tools hack to fetch the get script and load that in here. So this is the actual site, and you can see how it would look deployed on this site. You can see it takes some of the design cues from the site itself and then displays the map using the data that is coming direct from the MyStore Locator Plus server, and the users can interact with this without having to update the website other than embedding that code. So in the next examples, I'm just going to go through and change some of the settings. For example, I don't want to show the distance from the center of the United States. I want to show the distance from the venue, for example, and make a couple other refinements to the user interface. So I'll do that in another video. But this is an example of how to create a directory of locations near a venue for a conference that you can deploy on your site within about 10 minutes using MyStore Locator Plus. In this case, I am using the power level, so I have access to categories and specific icons, as well as the ability to import and export locations. As always, thanks for watching, and thank you for supporting Store Locator Plus.